Merry Christmas, everybody. Welcome to the Christmas Countdown Show, episode number 5 of season 3. Cinco de episode.
Navidad.
Yeah.
I guess it's Octubre.
Octubre, yeah.
Is where we're at, but it's
Do you
not.
speak Spanish?
A poquito.
Okay, a little bit. I got that. That's pretty good.
We joked about turning the show into a musical. Now let's turn it into a Spanish interpretation.
For real. But welcome, folks. We are back. This is episode number 5 of season 3, Christmas Countdown Show. My name is Eric Peterson. I'm here with my good buddy Danny Jordan.
Hola.
We got Chris Sisley coming to us live from Brooklyn. We got John. What's your last name? I don't know your last name.
Ewing.
E-W.
John Ewing.
He just changed his voice. Did
He
you
did.
hear that?
That was very radio friendly, John. He was like, Ewing. That's not
Sunday,
how he normally talks.
Sunday.
That's right. But John's here helping us on the production side, and we are so happy that you're listening to us. Yes. We hope that you're having a good October. If you're listening to this on Drop Day, it's October 30th, so we are the day before Halloween, which is nice because we're that much closer to getting Halloween past us.
Yes.
And then we can truly start to be in the season.
I'm so ready.
I feel like there are different cutoff points. There's like the start of this Christmas Countdown Show.
Right.
That's a big cutoff, or like marker.
It's like a marker.
Right.
Exactly.
Yep. And then we have after Halloween. That's nice.
Yes.
Then we have after Thanksgiving, and then we're
Really nice.
then we're really in the pocket.
Yeah, I agree with you. What I'm looking forward to is walking out of my house in the morning and not seeing the massive spider web thing hanging on my neighbor's yard.
Yeah, the skeletons.
Those have become the thing. Like,
Yeah, these big spider webs. Yeah.
what's up with these massive Halloween
I
decorations?
guess it's maybe. Well, we shouldn't say that, Danny.
I
We
know.
love massive Christmas decorations.
As
What are
I
you
was
talking about?
saying it, I was
You're like,
like,
why do people get so into this holiday?
putting out big decorations to be like, look at me. I love this thing. You are totally right. I will take that back.
That's funny.
Live your truth.
That was very funny.
But I am looking forward to, like, because they have, like, and it's like, it's eerie.
Yeah.
Because they have this like crow that sits on their mailbox, and it's black, and the mailbox is black, so I don't really see it during the day. But the eyes light up red
At night.
And when I get home late from work, I look over across the street and I just see these two little red beady eyes.
That's pretty
looking
creepy.
at me
That's
from
pretty
across
creepy.
the street.
I was driving the other day, and there's a new show, Goosebumps. I think it's coming out or something based
remember
on
those
the books.
books,
Yeah. I guess it's a series for somebody, but they have a billboard in Hollywood where it's like one of the mannequin dolls. You know?
Oh, I remember that episode.
That one?
Yeah.
And but the eyeballs are actually like moving around. They're like video eyeballs.
Really?
And then he like looks down the street, and then he looks this way, and then he blinks a couple times. So it's a very cool billboard because it was a little scary.
That's amazing.
My kids were like, it's looking at us.
That's trippy.
Yeah.
I don't like that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
but the
that's-
good news is, in 2 days,
Yes.
we
We're
are
past
past
it.
it. And what I love about Halloween decoration people,
Yeah.
they tend to put their stuff away pretty quickly.
That's true.
Like once Halloween's
It doesn't
gone,
have much staying power.
No, that's not like, a week later, like with us, with Christmas,
Sure.
we're like, I'll let it sprinkle into the first or
Absolutely.
second week of January. Halloween people, thank you, because you're really good about getting that stuff.
Yeah, getting out of the way.
Getting it out of the way and moving on. But yeah, I'm excited for November to get here. I'm also excited, hopefully, for it to cool off a little bit here in Southern California.
It's been hot.
I know. Like whenever we've been recording our episodes, I'm like, should I start with the hoodie with the first episode?
Yeah.
And then have a t-shirt underneath because it starts getting really toasty.
Backwards, yeah.
Really
Yeah.
toasty in there.
But I love, I don't know, I mean, we've talked about this. Have we ever done a top feelings of Christmas? Like the feeling of something?
Like the feeling you get when you see
Like-
lights twinkle.
Sure. Or like the feeling of a cold breeze hitting the back of your neck. We should do one of those.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because like,
I was going to say, though, we've talked about like the smells of the
Right.
season. And I have said that like the smell of cold air, like kind of freezing your nostrils and stuff. I look forward to that in sort of the fall and winter.
or like the feeling if you're like someone who lives in a cold weather climate of like you're all bundled up and you got your scarf on and like the wind's hitting and then you get into like the restaurant or the coffee shop
everything off,
and
yeah.
you feel the warmth immediately like envelop you.
Yeah, that's
and
a
then,
good one.
And then you start to realize how bad your ears hurt
Right.
because it was so cold outside.
Yeah.
I think I told you about that. Like first time I went to New York and I'd never really been in cold weather. And like the first day I was like, oh my gosh, it is so cold here. And like my nose was hurting, my ears were hurting. And then the second day I was like, my ears aren't hurting anymore. my nose is fine. I could do this. And then I realized they'd gone numb.
They'd gone completely
And I
numb.
just wasn't
Yes.
feeling anything anymore.
That's funny.
I don't know if
That's
that
funny.
feeling would make my
Your
list.
list. Sure,
the feeling
sure.
of numb limbs.
Oh, I love it though. I think I talked about last Christmas. We were in Chicago and we went to the Zoo Lights with my brother and sister-in-law and my niece. And that was like legitimately maybe the coldest I've ever felt in my life.
What was the temp?
I think it was only the actual temp was probably like 5 degrees or something like that.
That's pretty darn cold.
But we were right on the lake, like literally right on the lake.
Yeah.
And so then you have that whole lake effect, and it felt like 30 below. I mean, it was. I remember I had a big coat on and a hat and a scarf and gloves and everything, but it was where it wasn't even fun. Like I like to be cold, and you're like, "Ooh, man, it's so cold. We're all freezing. Ooh, it's so
novel.
cold." Right? Yeah. But like this was like everybody was just like, I think I'm dying. It's just like every single person in my group, my kids, my wife, my brother and, sister-in-law and niece, they were all just like, we all looked at each other like, what are we doing? This is ill-advised.
It's like that scene in Christmas Vacation where they're walking out to get the tree.
Yeah.
And Clark's talking about how beautiful like the family Christmas tree is. And Ellen goes, "Oh, she'll see it later, sweetie. Her eyes are frozen."
Yeah, exactly. That's what it felt like. It was crazy though.
Yeah, that's just a cold. When I went to Milwaukee in January for a show years ago, I remember the first day we shot, it was like -26 with wind chill. And I was just like, I felt like there was no amount of clothing I could wear that could possibly keep me warm. So again, I'll say, I don't think that would make my Christmas feelings list.
Do you know what's another good feeling? When you're picking out your Christmas tree, if you're getting a live one, and you reach in and you feel just like that really strong trunk and it's got some sap on it, and you're like, oh, this here, this is a good tree. But that feeling of kind of like working through the needles and the branches and like a little bit of scrapage on your arm, but you're like, yeah, this here is a strong tree.
Well, now you're inspiring thoughts for me.
Yeah.
And I don't.
You want to save it?
I was like, the hug that you get from your child when they like.
That's a good one.
Come, out the stage door after their Christmas show.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh,
that is a good
the
one.
feeling of pride.
Yeah.
Watching your kids perform in a holiday performance. Yeah. Well, you know what's going to be in our top 5 or top 10 whenever we do it. We'll have to save that one.
List, yeah.
Eric, I'm just realizing something in this moment. I realized your shirt.
Yes.
I recognized that it was the major award, lamp.
The leg lamp, yeah.
When I glanced at your hat when you first walked in, I thought it was like the NBA trophy.
Sure, yeah.
I was like, oh, it's just the Naismith trophy.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not.
It is the leg lamp on your hat as well.
Boom.
That is so cool.
I saw this on a Facebook ad, came across my eyeballs, and it's New Era, which I love hats. I'm always wearing hats.
Same.
But with baseball hats, I cannot do like a shallow dad hat, which is sort of the cool thing now. The way they make hats is with the kind of like leather strap in the back, and it's kind of shallow.
Low pro.
Yeah. And that's like the cool way that people wear hats now. That just doesn't work for me. My head's too big. But the New Era hats, like always, not an ad for New Era, always just fit my head perfectly. And so when I saw that New Era had a mesh black hat with the leg lamp on it, I was like, I have to buy this.
That's so darn cool.
And so I did.
I think you and I are the opposite. Because when I get the hats that have like the really high front on it, I feel like I look so goofy.
Like you're wearing a Yosemite Sam.
Yeah, I'm just like, I look silly, right? Yeah. So I always end up wearing those hats backwards.
Sure.
And I'm like to defeat this whole idea of like
the height of it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But like those low pro ones
are good for you.
They look good.
Yeah.
So the good news is when you and I go shopping, we won't be competing.
Yes, we will not be competing for hats. Yes.
And speaking of things fitting, we talked about our new merch.
Yeah.
Recently, and I'm wearing another new merch design, which is the sort of nod to Game of Thrones.
Yep.
And it says Christmas is coming.
Christmas is coming.
So I was wearing a similar hoodie, I think in our last episode. And you and I were talking about like liking our hoodies to fit snug.
Yeah.
I realized why my hoodie fits me so snug.
Was it a size too small?
I ordered a size too small. Because I put this one on this morning. I was like, why are these like sleeves
This one's too small for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the other one is too.
What'd you order?
A medium.
Yeah.
But like I went and looked at the previous one that I got and I was like, why are these? I was like, did I wash them in like hot water by accident or something? Turned out I'm a large.
I have I can't believe you're a large. You're so skinny.
Thanks.
I'm a large for sure. Probably more an extra
what it
large.
is?
What's that?
It's the guns.
The guns. You have big guns, and then you can't even get your sleeves down and past the guns. That's what it is. What was I just gonna say? And now I forgot it.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
This is what happens
Doesn't
here.
matter. But we do have we should talk about what our countdown is today.
I guess so. We
This
are
is
a
a good
Christmas
one.
countdown.
This is a good one. So we struggled over what to title this list, but I think we've settled on top 10 desert island Christmas artists. Now, what we mean by that is this list is going to be you're dropped onto a deserted island.
Yes.
And you'll have a iPod, if you will.
They gave you an iPod.
They give you an iPod.
Nothing to charge it with.
And it's nothing to charge it with, so you only got one listen. But no, it's an unlimited battery iPod, and you can listen to one artist for the rest of time. But you don't get anything else. You get their whole catalog, their whole Christmas catalog, but it's one artist. So our list is going to be, if that was your situation, in what order would you pick? Like, what's your number one? It's got to be this person, or number two, all the way down through 10.
Yeah. I liked the idea of Christmas Island, because there's that song, On Christmas Island.
Is that what they called? What's the island? No, that's the island for Misfit Toys.
Yeah.
In Rudolph.
The island for misfit artists. The island for rockin' artists. Your idea is probably best.
Oh, God. I wish you'll see this in the video. Danny slowly died in that little moment there. He tried to save it, and he said, okay,
I think yours is best,
though.
Eric.
No, you have so many great ideas, Danny. So I'll take this win.
I was bound to have a bad one at some point in time. So something funny happened here yesterday.
What happened?
At the studio. So I was here, working away in the office, and my folks, I needed them to pick up our youngest from daycare. Sure. And I thought they were going to take her back to my house and wait for me to get home. But my mom's like, hey, can we come by the studio and check it out? And so my folks came by last night. And I think my mom's number one motivation is she really loves the show.
Yeah.
Big fan of the show. She listens. She's a part of the private Facebook group. She's just super rah mom.
Yeah.
And she loves Christmas too. But I think there were two other ulterior motives here. I think number two was they wanted to make sure that we didn't put up those C9 lights again this year that could potentially burn the whole place down.
Burn the place down,
And number three, which came out of this, is I was sitting in the office and my mom walks in and I was like, so what did you think of the studio? She goes, it's nice. And I was like, okay, Mom, I've known you for 41 years. There's something else coming. Yeah. And she goes, a lot of chords.
There are a lot of chords. But they really are all serving a purpose.
They are. And
I don't feel like we have any outlets that are over jammed.
No, it's just, I honestly, I said, you know what, Mom, you're right.
Yeah.
You're 100% correct. It stresses me out every time I walk in there that I'm like, because I'm like, if I trip over this cord that's going to Cam A, then the camera's not in the right place anymore. But I was like, what do you suggest I do about this situation? Because I was like, do I buy 40-foot cords and run all the cords up through the rafters? Yeah. I don't know. That's a season 4 thing. Yeah. I think is dealing with the cords. Or if you're a listener and you have a really great suggestion as to how to organize cords properly, because when you look at the middle part of the studio, not so bad.
Not too bad.
When you make your way over to where John sits,
the corners,
look at how many cords.
There's a lot of stuff.
John, how many? If you had to guess, how many cords are around John right now? Would you guess? He's counting.
It's like guess the weight of the pumpkin.
Yeah, right.
790.
Yeah, or guess the age at the carnival.
I'm gonna go with around 10
at least.
Yeah. I mean, cable management is about having longer cables, but.
He was a pro on that.
He was.
I didn't even know there was a term, cable management.
Oh yeah, cable management is huge.
Cable management guy.
Cable management guy.
We should do a spoof of that on social media. But yeah, Mom, you're right. There are a lot of cords in here,
and especially if she was bringing your kids in, and then it's nerve-wracking.
I can't imagine my 2-year-old walking around in here right now. That sounds like the most terrifying thing. That you're like, what scares you the most in life right now? Letting my 2-year-old loose in my studio with all the cords, because this would become a circus.
I saw a meme that was something like that it was like, you find the cap of a Sharpie, but you have to sit on your couch for 2 minutes until you go search for your toddler. Oh, and just what could they do in 2 minutes?
Dude, my 2-year-old is, I was like, is this just an at-home thing. And when I dropped her off at daycare this morning, the lady was like, so is Riley just really into everything right now? And I was like, it's not just at home. She goes, yeah. She goes, she wants to take off her clothes all the time. She wants to take everything out all the time. Because last night I like turned my back on her for like 2 minutes while I was like making her dinner. And I looked back over and she'd taken off all her clothes and all she had on was a Dodger helmet and my flip-flops. And I was like,
tops and bottoms. I
was
like
like,
it.
how did you do that? And she's like, hi, Daddy.
Oh my gosh, that's
I was
perfect.
like, these are the moments. These are the moments we live for. So I'm excited to see how this all unfolds.
You know,
this holiday
you were so right that these are the moments. I got a little like jewelry tray for my wife, like for the side of her bed.
Yeah.
And it says, "These are the good old days."
Mm.
Remember we were talking the other day about like I wish that Office quote about like I wish that you could know that you were in the good old days while you're in them.
Yeah.
But like these days of raising these kids really are the good old days. You know, my wife's grandfather who passed away last year, he was always telling us, he was like, you are going to look back at these times, and I know they're hard, and the kids are doing a ton of things, and there's stuff everywhere, and you don't get much sleep. But he's like, trust me, when they go away from you, when they grow up and they move away, you're only going to talk about these great times.
Yeah.
So
It's a good point. I think it's a good note for anyone listening out there, whether you have children or not. I mean, we're as guilty of this as the next person. I know I am. And Eric and I don't just talk about it on the show, but we talk about it, you know, as friends, like, you know, sitting here in the studio when we're getting ready, when we're in between episodes, is that, you know, we joke about like, go away Halloween. So like Christmas can be here. But like, I think it's important for all of us to check ourselves and to allow ourselves to sink into the moment, because we live in this time where it's like, it's always about like, what's next?
yeah.
And I was sort of like shaken to the core because my 2-year-old started saying to me recently, she goes, what's next, Daddy? What's next, Daddy? And I was like, wait, she must have learned that from me.
Or she watches West Wing.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't that the thing that he would say on West Wing when oh, do you know, John? Did you watch West Wing? There was a thing that like the
West
president
Wing fans are so upset
the
right
president
now.
would always say like after they'd finish something, he'd say something like, "What's next? Like, what's the next issue?"
Yeah. And it can be so easy for us in life to want to know what's next, that you're at the pumpkin patch, but you're looking forward to the carving the pumpkins the next day, or you're out shopping, but you're looking forward to decorating your house, you know, the next week. Is that I say, I used to sign my emails looking forward, comma, Danny. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, do I always want to be in that mindset of
Did you change it to living in the moment, Danny?
Danny, yeah. Currently present.
Currently present.
Here now.
With you.
I say with gratitude.
That's good.
Now is
That's
like
good.
my new
like that.
signature. So I just want to encourage everyone that, you know, as we really, because we're on the precipice of the holiday season, right? Like it is October 30th, and come November 1st, it's Super Bowl season for all of us. It's game time. But let's be here. I think we talked about this in an earlier episode. It's something that I really want myself and hopefully all of us as the Christmas Countdown crew to latch onto this holiday season, is that the reason we're able to look back on Christmases from our childhood or adolescence with such nostalgia is because we were fully present. Yeah. And if we're not fully present this holiday season, 10, 20 years from now, we won't be able to look back on it in the same way. So let's all make that commitment as we're about to just get into this rocket ship towards Christmas City, that let's be here in the moment.
I had told Miles the other day that old, you know, the past is history, the future is a mystery, so celebrate the present because it's a gift, right? That whole quote. And, you know, it's like one of those things, I'm always imparting wisdom to my kids, you know, but I didn't know if it stuck with him. And then just last night we were talking about something, and he was like, Mommy, did you know that the past is history and the future is a mystery? So that's why we have to savor the present, because it's a gift. And I was like, yes.
But I love that first, but I also like the idea of like him saying that in a moment where your wife was really stressed out.
Right.
And she's like, thank you, Miles.
Thanks,
That's
Miles.
exactly what I wanted to hear in this moment.
Totally.
But it's true. It is so, so true. So let's all make that pact.
Yes. Live in the
Christmas
moment.
Pact to be in the moment, so that way years from now we can be nostalgic about today.
2023. I
Are you
love
with
it.
me?
I'm with you.
All right.
Let's do it.
What do we got to do?
We have a review to read. And this is a heartfelt review. So get the emotions and the tissues ready.
I said to Eric today before we started recording, I said, I have a feeling today is going to be a feelings episode.
It happens.
It does happen.
Sometimes we're in that place.
And that's what I think we all come here for, right?
Yeah.
Is to feel.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
That's to be alive.
We always say that our show is about emotion and feeling.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it.
All right. So this is from the Facebook group. If you're not subscribing to the Patreon, make sure you do that because then you'll have access to the Facebook group, which is awesome. The Christmas Countdown crew.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay. So this came in literally just an hour ago.
Wow.
So this is a fresh review.
Ooh, we
Very
love
fresh.
that. Hot, fresh review.
Okay. This is from Nikki, and she says, "Good morning to the crew and to Danny, Eric, and Chris and John." I'm sure she means John. She doesn't know John yet.
Ewing.
Okay, here we go. John Ewing. Okay, Nikki says, on March 2nd, my amazing pop passed away due to a quick and tumultuous battle with COVID. 1 week later, I had to place my mom in a memory care facility after we realized how severe her Alzheimer's were when she wasn't in her familiar home and under the care of my dad. And if that wasn't enough, I've continued to be a breast cancer thriver, and this year have had a few health bumps. Needless to say, this has been a bleak year, and the idea of Christmas approaching has been difficult for me. I have always been the person that jokes about putting up the Christmas tree on September 1st, could be caught listening to Christmas tunes as I work out at the gym in the middle of summer, and it is not uncommon for my family to declare, "Are you watching another Hallmark Christmas movie?" on any given day. My pop loved the holiday, and everyone in our family truly thinks that he was Santa Claus. To have this holiday approach and not have the emails from him asking us to submit our Santa list to him, share with me the upcoming Christmas movies of the season, discuss our holiday meal plans, has just left me feeling so empty, feeling more like a Grinch or a Scrooge could take over this season. I have silently wondered how I was going to get through this holiday. Then, yesterday happened. I left to run my errands and placed my earpods in my ears and started listening to this season's first episode of the Christmas Countdown show. And it happened. I suddenly knew how I was going to traverse this season. Those familiar voices and personalities were the key. You wonderfully sensitive and jolly fellows would be my personal Cindy Lou Who and ghosts of Christmas past. You can decide who would look better with who hair. As you discussed some of those classic Christmas songs, I envisioned my pop in the kitchen prepping Christmas Eve dinner as he bopped to Run Rudolph Run. And I know as the different episodes air, more memories will come forward and wrap around me like a warm Christmas morning hug from my dad. And hopefully will melt the cold sadness that has gripped my heart and will bring that light and joy back to it. So thank you guys for what you do. I've listened since the beginning, but this year there is a deeper need for you, for your banter and holly joyness in my home. Thank you, Nikki. We are so sorry for your loss. We're sorry for what you've been going through, for your own health struggles and dealing with your mom's health issues, and obviously for the passing of your dad. And, you know, I think Danny and I have always... I don't think we intended when we started this podcast for it to be something that would help people. I think we thought it was just a sort of fun thing to do together. But the fact that we get messages like that really show that it's important what we do and what we're talking about and the memories that we're hopefully ginning up in your lives and in your minds. And, you know, I know that Danny and I both, you know, are people of faith and believe that there is a heaven and that, you know, when we pass, we're essentially going home, you know?
Yeah.
And so hopefully that's some sort of solace to you, and we'll do our best this season to bring the joy and bring the happiness and bring the memories and try to help you and anybody that's listening through this season if you're in a season of mourning or grief or hardship.
Yeah. Nikki, first of all, thank you, you know, for being so open and honest and real. You know, I think, you know, we live in a time, or at least I say this all the time. I feel like I'm just like, we live in a time when, you know, which lets me know I'm getting old, that I say things like that. But I think we live in a time where you see so much copycat stuff going on in our world, and you know that behind all of that are real humans having real feelings.
Issues, yeah.
And unfortunately, the other side of all the joy that we experience with those that we love is someday them not being around, and what I would encourage you, Nikki, which it sounds like you're doing, and anyone else who's lost someone, is to remember that the reason that it's hard is because we had so many beautiful memories with those people. It is the bargain that we sort of make, to live, to feel, is to know that there will be that emptiness, but how beautiful that we get to carry on the memories of those people. And I'm grateful for Nikki sharing, because, I think as you said, Eric, like, this show was just for fun. Yeah. In the beginning, we were sitting in our garages and we're like, oh, we'll talk for 3 hours today because we got nothing else to do, right now. We were in between work, gigs and whatnot. But then we put it out into the world, and people like Nikki and literally tens of hundreds of thousands of people from all around the world have reached out to us sharing what this show means. And it's an important reminder that it's not just about us sitting in a room and being silly. Yeah. That there are people that come to this show to remember what they love so much about the holiday season. So thank you, Nikki, because that's exactly, I think, what I needed to hear today. As the show has grown, I'll pull back the curtain just a little bit. It's like, as the show has grown, there's a business element to what we do anymore. It's not just like, let's be silly and go down rabbit holes. Like, we have brands who sponsor the show and people who want us to travel around the country and go host things for them, which is an amazing gift. And when that happens, sometimes you can forget about why you wanted to sit in front of this microphone and talk about this thing that you love so much. Yeah. And so thank you, because just like you needed to share those feelings with us, for me personally, I needed to hear it today. So thank you, Nikki.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if you want to break our hearts as well and make
make a couple grown men cry, you can send us your reviews wherever you're listening. I know Apple, you can leave reviews. You can also DM us on social media at Christmas Countdown Show. You can email us kringle@countdownshow.com. We love just hearing what you guys think and your favorite memories of your own life, of this show. This is a community, so please feel free to share those thoughts and feelings with us.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need some coffee or something.
All right. We are going to do a game before we do our countdown.
Yes.
Can I give you just a few very quick memes and things?
I would love. I love your memes and things.
Okay. I guess, Chris, I need my music.
Memes and things, memes and things. It's time for Eric's memes and things.
Were you ever in a punk band?
No, sadly.
But would that be your punk band voice, do you think?
No, I was harder. Because I had I'm not even a band. I wrote 5 songs with my brother. My little brother had a punk band. Oh. And there was a guy from his band that I wrote some songs with. But they were more like Dashboard Confessional, kind of like acoustic punk. Kind of.
I want to hear that voice someday.
All right. I'll find a recording. I'll give it to you. All right. So these are just a few memes and things. This one I thought is so fun. For any of you pet lovers out there, if you've got a pet, and if you also love Christmas, and especially ugly Christmas sweaters, or just Christmas sweaters, I guess we could say, because your pets are not ugly. If you go to Pawsionate, I guess is how you would say it, Pawsionate.
I was really hoping it was PAWS.
Yes, Pawsionate. On Instagram, you can get a sweater made with a picture of your pet.
Oh my
wearing
Can we get
Santa Claus hat. Those are pretty great.
Because I love my dog.
That's pretty good, right? I actually kind of want to get one too. So you go to Pawsionate.com, I'm assuming, or just search up Pawsionate, and you can get a Christmas sweater with your dog's or cat's face on it, which is awesome. And then also, if you don't have any pets, but you want to get with your family on it, there's another website called Wanderprints.
Okay.
Wanderprints.com, and you can get a little emoji of your family put with the names onto a Christmas sweater.
That's so cute.
Which is very fun.
I wonder if you get to choose the wardrobe they're wearing.
There were probably some sort of what's what's the word I'm thinking of?
Like a tool.
Yeah,
You
like
can
a
build
tool,
it, where it's like when you like making your me
specifications.
Your me on the Wii.
Yep,
Yeah.
yeah. What colors and everything like
Yeah.
that. This has nothing to do with Christmas, but I just thought it was a funny meme. The human body says, I can grow a fully formed human baby in like 9 months. I'm talking brain, functioning respiratory system, eyeballs, everything. Me. Cool. How long will it take for my twisted ankle to feel better? Human body. 7 years and it will never be the same. It's like, what is happening? Why, as we get older, I really resonated with this because I have major plantar fasciitis and my feet hurt so bad all the time. And I'm like, why does the body betray us like this?
I know. I mean, we do put our bodies through a lot. Sometimes I think about why do my feet hurt, but then I think about all the steps that I've taken and all the places that our feet have like blessed us with the ability to walk through New York City and, the beach and all these things. You're like, you know what, feet, you've earned a little pain, But also, if you could feel better, that'd be great.
Sure,
too.
that would be great. Okay, this is just another fun, non-Christmassy one, but it's just a fun little moment here.
Okay.
It says, everyone's trying to get through life together, and I'm over here trying to figure out why hot air comes out when I say ha, and cold air comes out when I say who. Put your hand in front of your mouth and
really?
say ha.
Ha.
Okay,
Yeah,
hot.
yeah.
Now say who.
Who?
And it's cold.
What? Wait.
That's weird.
Do we have a doctor in the house? Because
Try, John.
John, did you try it?
I think it's because the ha sound comes from farther back,
Sure.
and the who sound is kind of more on the front. It's like,
So do we have like an air conditioner in the front half of our mouth?
Who?
Ha.
Is that like coming from your head? Is it like head
I don't
air?
know.
I don't. Chris, do you have any idea as to why this is?
I don't have any idea.
All the doctors right now are like,
They're like, well, I
these
could
clowns,
tell you exactly
I'll
why.
tell you in a bunch of scribbly handwriting that you won't be able to read.
Okay, this is the last one, and it's again, this is not a Christmas one, but this is a dad one.
Oh.
And you'll appreciate this.
I will.
So you know how there's Top Golf, right?
Love Top Golf.
We love Top Golf. You go, if you don't know about Top Golf, you get a little bay and you do driving range practice. Essentially,
not like
Yes.
Beyond Anything and
yes,
everything.
yes. And it's like a fun way to just like sort of go to a place and play golf without having to walk 18 holes.
It's like bowling for golf.
That's right, yes. Now, there is a guy named Leighton Wrights, Leighton Wrights, on TikTok, and he said, here's $1 million idea, Top Golf, but for mowing.
Ooh.
So what it would be is literally you buy a huge plot of land,
Yeah.
and then guys come, or gals, whatever you want, but usually guys love to mow.
Yep.
You go, and you get like an hour to mow the lawn.
And can you choose like your mower?
Yeah,
like a
you can choose
ride-on or
standing,
like
push,
a
whatever you
push
want. Yeah.
one?
But like, I love mowing the lawn, and I don't mow the lawn here because we have our grass is not that big and it doesn't really grow in that way. But
right.
but I love mowing the lawn, and I was like, that is a brilliant idea.
It's so
I would pay
rewarding.
money to go mow a field for an hour and a half.
Is there anything like it's sort of like vacuuming,
Yeah,
but outdoors?
sure, yeah.
Because you get to hear the
It is
mower going
vacuuming, but
when it's like,
outdoors.
like when it's- and then you get to the end of the line and you look back and you go, look what I just did.
It's so good,
It's-
so
It's
satisfying.
like I love my hardwood floors in my
Uh-huh.
house, but there's something about vacuuming carpet
Way better.
where you like look at those lines.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is so clean.
Do you do because I grew up doing this, and I feel like when I've shown my wife, she's like, oh, she's not like against it, but it's not something that she grew up doing. Do you do the like powder out on the carpet before you vacuum? That like makes it smell nicer.
My parents used to do that.
Yeah.
When company was coming
Sure,
over. It
yes.
wasn't just like for like
regular
us.
time.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like if there was like family coming over on a Saturday
out
night,
the lavender.
it was like you'd sprinkle it everywhere
Yeah.
and then I mean it did smell
It did work.
nice.
It's nice.
But also like did it like get down into the fibers of the carpet? Is it good for the carpet? I don't know. I feel like carpet is such a thing of the past.
I still love carpet. And it is a very 80s thing. Because
Yeah.
now if you go to a nice house, they're like hardwood floors. And I'm like, do you got any carpet?
Yeah, there's carpet is like in the hallway.
Yes.
That's the only place. Did you grow up? Now we're just going down this rabbit hole. My childhood home
Yeah.
had carpet in the bathroom.
Ooh, I never had that.
Yeah, like when I think back upon it, I'm like, that's disgusting.
That's problematic.
Like just all the
Moisture. and-
a lot of moisture getting out of the shower. I mean, it's probably nice to step onto some carpet, but also like, is it just soaking up the water all the time?
That's got to be.
toilet in
There's
there.
issues there.
I know.
Issues there.
Let's not get nostalgic for bathroom
Carpeted
carpet.
bathrooms.
That does not need to come back.
Oh, I love it. But that's my memes and things. It was a short one
loved it.
today. Just a few of them. So now let's do our game, Chris.
Let's do our game. We have a brand new game today. We're going to be playing a game called the Outsourced Trivia Quiz. For this game, you'll be working together. That's right, together. I'll give you a question. There'll be 4 possible answers.
Okay.
One of those answers is correct. The other 3 were written by members of our Christmas Countdown Crew Facebook group.
Ooh, this is fun.
Obviously, your job will be to figure out which is the right answer.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I like it.
Here's the first one. In Ukraine, what unusual thing do they decorate their Christmas trees with, aside from ornaments? Pears, cotton balls, spider webs, or silly string?
Oh, I feel like silly string can go away.
Yeah. Silly
Immediately.
String's probably gone.
I feel like that's flammable.
Spider. I don't know how you would put spider webs onto a tree.
Maybe it's like the Halloween stuff that like
Oh,
you just
like fake spider webs?
No, you train the spiders to just make webs.
Train the spider.
This is getting
I mean, you could probably just do the front part. You don't have to do the whole thing.
Train
really
spiders.
intense.
Okay. Okay.
Those trained spiders. Over
What were
there
the
in
other 2
Ukraine.
options?
Pears.
Pears, cotton balls, spider webs, and silly
Pears.
string.
It's got to be
You
pears.
think it's pears?
Because I actually got a gift once from a very fancy person that was a pear, like a ceramic pear,
Ooh.
to hang on the Christmas tree.
Something in my heart is telling me cotton balls, but if you have the pear, I say let's go
I
with
feel
it.
strong about pear. Not 100%, but I feel like 90% sure.
Well, 90% is pretty good.
All right, let's go with pear.
Final answer.
90% is not good enough.
Cotton balls?
No, spider webs.
What? Spider webs?
Haley from the Facebook group gave us pears, but spider webs are what they use to decorate Christmas trees there somehow.
Oh my gosh.
That is very
all I can think of when anyone says the word spider webs is no doubt.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Every time I just in my head I go,
the
so I know
spider webs."
man,
Yeah,
walking in the spider webs. Anyway,
All right, that was good.
that was a good one.
You got us.
Here's the next one. What is the record for the largest gathering of Santa Claus impersonators in one place?
Whoa.
3,000, 12,965, 24,000, or 18,000?
Now when we say impersonators, does that like licensed? Or
Yeah, or are we talking like SantaCon?
It depends. I'm not sure if I would consider them impersonators, I guess. They're probably
Right.
just belligerent drunks that wander around big cities.
So it's
SantaCon
people who actually like are, people
Santa.
dressed
Yeah.
up as
Yes.
Santas. at
I'm
the
assuming
mall or
that there
whatever
was
it might be.
probably like a call on social media
Sure.
for as many of these guys to come together as possible.
Okay.
I mean,
So there was 24, 18,
12 and change and 3.
12, and 3.
I feel like 3 feels too low,
The 12 was a very specific number. It was like
I know.
12,925.
but that could have been a really smart play by someone.
Yeah.
Who's like, if it doesn't end in a 0, they're going to
Right.
pick that one.
Yeah.
But maybe that's
I'll
the
let you
answer.
choose this one.
What was the second option? 12,000.
12,965,
And what was the third option?
24,000, and then the last one was 18,000.
Okay, those are all even numbers.
Yeah.
I feel like we got to go
Let's go
with the
12.
12,000 one.
12,965 is incorrect, unfortunately. That was the previous record. The current record is 18,000.
Wow.
Laura from the Facebook group gave us the
Where?
the
Where
wrong
did this
answer for that
happen?
one, yeah. I don't know.
That is really
We got to
cool,
look
though.
this up.
Yeah.
That's a lot of Santas.
They did it all in a CVS in Midtown.
In the toilet paper aisle.
That's amazing.
Oh, man.
That's incredible.
All right. Here's the next one. In what year were the first electric Christmas tree lights invented?
Ooh.
In 1882, 1938, 1895, or 1910? So
When was electricity invented?
Well, that's like...
we'll save that for electricity countdown.
I'm actually kind of disappointed
I
in
mean, it's
myself.
got
that I
to
don't
be
know.
like the late 1800s for when electricity was invented.
Right. And so would they immediately like,
Yeah,
now that we
so
got
I
these
think
bulbs.
there was a 1910 and a
1910?
1938 or something.
1938.
I feel like,
It's one of those two.
oh, I wish I could like picture what Christmas in the 20s looked like. Because
It
I
might
feel like
be
that would.
1910.
Does it feel like
I
1910?
think it might be. Not that everybody had them, but that like some the
fancy
White House
people
one
had-
or something.
Yeah,
had.
I think
Let's
that's a
go
good one, yeah.
1910.
1910. We can thank Laura for that one again.
Oh my gosh.
It's wrong. The correct answer was 1882.
Whoa. That was 100 years before I was born.
Surprising.
Dang.
That's pretty good.
That's
All
incredible.
right,
Do we know who invented the Christmas light bulb?
Let's see.
Thomas Santa Edison.
Thomas Sanderson.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's the next one.
All right.
A New Year's Eve tradition in Spain involves eating 12 of what at midnight? Grapes, cherries, dumplings, or donuts?
Whoa.
I feel like we talked about
I
this.
feel like it's donuts.
I like donuts too. Let's go donuts.
Let's go donuts.
I also like donuts, but we can thank Nick for that one. That one's incorrect.
Holy grapes?
The answer is grapes. Yeah.
Yeah, that feels about right.
Don't
12
you
grapes.
does that feel like something that we talked about when we talked about weird traditions?
There was some like well, in Spain I think they had the poop log. Wasn't that from Spain or was that from Argentina?
I can't remember, but I do remember talking about it.
Yeah,
poop
the caca something.
Yes.
Unless they were Krispy Kremes, I'm not sure I could handle 12
donuts.
donuts.
Well,
at
They
once.
could be like the little
Munchkins.
Is
Yeah, those. That's what they're called. Munchkins.
that what they're called?
Yeah,
I couldn't
yeah.
Remember what they're like.
Did you think I was saying like small people?
No. I just loved how quickly you knew what they were called.
Munchkins, yeah.
Munchkins, yeah.
Absolutely.
They come in powdered and chocolate.
Absolutely.
I love the little.
It's part of our childhood. The little box with little guys on
The
it.
best.
Weren't they also called donuts? Isn't there a brand called donuts?
Yeah. When you get them in the white bag, it's Lil Debbie. Maybe is that company?
Those are the powder ones.
Yeah. Donuts.
Why don't you see powdered donuts at the donut shop?
I don't know. They're the best ones.
They're really good.
Yeah. All right. What do you got for us, Chris?
Which country's children often place their shoes by the window for Santa to fill with gifts? Japan, Norway, the Netherlands, or Switzerland?
Netherlands.
It was Netherlands, right?
Netherlands.
Yeah, Netherlands.
Netherlands is correct.
Yeah! Boom, baby.
On the board.
Thank God for the Christmas traditions
That's
episode we
right,
did
yeah.
in season 2.
So here's the last one. It's another year one. We'll end with that. In what year was the song Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer first recorded by Gene Autry?
Oh, Gene Autry.
Is that 1939, 1949, 1952, or 1955?
I think
It's the 50s.
You think? I think it's 39.
No. It wasn't that early, was it?
I think so.
I want to say, what was the 1940 option?
1949.
We can. Split
I
the
think that
difference
might
there.
be
All right, we'll split the
it. Yeah.
difference at 49.
It's either that or 52.
Yeah.
1949 is correct.
Yeah! Boom, we're on a hot streak. Keep them coming now.
Yeah. That was good, Chris.
Yeah, that was fun. And thanks to the crew.
Yes. Thank you for submitting the incorrect answers.
It was kind of like Christmas balderdash.
Yeah.
Almost.
They tricked us.
Yeah, they did trick us on a few of those. Nicely done, everybody. If you want a chance to help contribute to future games, join the Patreon. That'll get you access to this private Facebook group we keep talking about. And if you're not into private Facebook groups, that's fine. If you want some bonus episodes, which we release a bonus episode every single week, all the way up till Christmas, you can subscribe on Apple or Spotify. All you got to do is click that little icon at the top of our page, and you can join up there and get a ton of bonus content. And who doesn't love bonus content? You know what I mean?
I do. I love it.
It's the best.
Speaking of bonus fun,
Yes.
Danny.
Yeah.
You know our good friends at Hallmark Channel.
They're our best friends.
They're doing such amazing things. Obviously, they got the movies coming, 31 movies all season long,
Yep.
right? But they're also doing lots of fun sweepstakes. We talked last week about their daily sweepstakes that they're running.
The Very Merry Giveaway.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. But now there's a new one called the Holiday Home Decoration Sweepstakes. And this is sponsored by the good people at Balsam Hill.
Ooh, they
make
make
the
some
trees.
stunning trees.
Great trees.
Like our trees are fine, but like Balsam Hill trees,
They're pro level.
Chef's kiss,
pro
yeah.
level. So if you go to hallmarkchannel.com, you can find there's a sweepstakes option. If you go to that, you'll see where to enter. But if you enter, you can win a $10,000 grand prize plus a Balsam Hill tree and decor package.
Wait, so you get $10,000 in cash?
In cash plus the decorations.
Oh, I thought it was going to be $10,000 in decorations. I was like, gosh, that's a lot of decorations. But now you're telling me I'm going to get the decorations and then an extra 10 G's on top of it?
Yeah, it's
That's
amazing.
incredible.
It's very cool. So it runs from November 1st through November 28th. So you only have 1 month to do it.
Any purchase required, or it's just like
I
anyone
don't think
can
so.
go enter it?
I think you can just go to hallmarkchannel.com, go to sweepstakes, look for the Holiday Home Decoration Sweepstakes, sponsored by Balsam Hill.
That's amazing. I love, Hallmark Channel, not only do they spread festive cheer through their movies, which we're obsessed with.
Yes.
And there's an amazing new movie coming out this weekend that we're going to talk a little bit more about later this week, which has never been Christ.
Another great title.
Oh my gosh.
Another great
They
title.
kill it with the titles. We should do like a countdown at some point of like our top 10 favorite Hallmark Channel movie titles.
Yeah. Do you think that they have? Here's a question for you. Do you think because they're all so good, do you think they have one department that is in charge of naming the films? Or like there's different writers for each film, right? But do you think that the writers are coming up with these great titles, or do you think that the writer submits the thing to Hallmark Channel? They say we're going to make it, and we're going to send the title up to the title department where they are filled with great, amazing puns, and they can figure it out.
It's got to be, if that is the case, if there's like an office or
we need to interview these people.
I want to interview them, but I imagine it's a bunch of dads. Like it's a bunch of dads who have had all these dad jokes that they've been holding
just
on
waiting to use
for years. And what a job. How do we get that? Hallmark Channel. We want
to work in your titling department.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like the coolest department ever. But yeah, we're going to talk a little bit more about Never Been Kissed later this week, which will premiere on Saturday, November 4th. But yeah, so not only are we getting massively merry movies, we're getting giveaways all season long, which is so thrilling. So make sure to go to hallmarkchannel.com to check out all of the incredible sweepstakes they have going on, from Very Merry Giveaway to the Holiday Home Decoration Sweepstakes. And you can check out all of the amazing movies that are coming this holiday season only on Hallmark Channel.
Yes. Okay, I think it's time for the countdown, yeah?
I am so ready.
Let's do it. Alrighty, folks. So, again, we're calling this the Top 10 Desert Island Christmas Artists list. Here we go. That's a mouthful.
Part 1.
Part 1, 10 through 6. Okay, so my number 10, this may hurt your feelings, Danny. I apologize in advance.
Is it in sync?
It's not in sync. In sync did not make my list. But
well, that really hurts.
This guy we're huge fans of this guy. I can't believe he's at number 10. But this is a hard list to narrow it down to.
I know where you're going with this.
And I'm going Dean Martin.
Oh, that's not what I expected.
Dean Martin at number 10.
Number 10?
Dean Martin has, by my count, 4 Christmas albums. It's hard. I have how many Christmas albums each of these artists have.
Yeah.
But it's especially hard. It's especially hard with the older artists because, like, Sinatra, Sinatra has like only 3 Christmas albums. But then they spread it out over lots of different albums and re-releases and stuff and remastered and stuff. So from what I could tell, there was 4 Dean Martin Christmas albums. And there's so much good content in there. You got, Baby It's Cold Outside, Let It Snow, Sleigh Bells. I mean, he is just so good. We love him. I don't need to go too far into Dean Martin. You know that we love Dean Martin. We love his swagger, his style, his musicality.
Yep.
He definitely has that swinging aspect of the holidays. So my number 10 selection, if I only get one artist, and I'm all the way down to 10 for some reason.
The previous 9
were unavailable. Danny had selected them or something. I'm going Dean Martin at number 10.
Number 10. That is wild. I will say, putting this list together, you and I were texting last night, and I was like, Eric, this list
hard one.
is so rough. Because like when I first made my list, I feel like I was counting it. I think I was at like 27 or 30 artists. And like when I first slotted the 10, I was like, but wait a second.
What about these other ones?
So-and-so's not on there, and so-and-so's not on there. And I was like, how do I do this? The reality is there are going to be a lot of listeners who are going to be screaming at their phones, at their cars,
get ready,
as they're walking down the street, listening to us in their AirPods, because this is a hard one. Even at number 10, I have a 10A and a 10B because I could not make up my mind getting into
Are they
this.
Similar type artists? Or
they could not be any different from each other.
I like it.
And I'm going to live my truth.
Do what you got to do.
I'm going to stretch the rules a little bit
Okay.
here. So at number 10, I'm going with boy bands.
Okay. That's fair.
Does that feel fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
Because, Backstreet Boys up until last year didn't have a Christmas album. They only had that song, Christmas Time, which I don't know if you're familiar with that one, but it's like, Christmas time, time to share our
I
love.
remember it now.
Yeah, it's an obscure one. I feel like unless you're like a boy band fan, you don't know that song. But I love Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays by NSYNC. This Gift by 98 Degrees is an incredible song. And frankly, I would lump in Hanson into boy bands as well. They released a Christmas album not too long ago. It was back in 2017. And the title of the album and the title track is Finally It's Christmas. Finally It's Christmas time. I feel like, Chris, can we play just a little snippet of it to familiarize people?
Many ways, Feliz Navidad. chance to say, finally it's Christmas again. Feels good.
Okay, I am officially in on Hanson.
I know. Why did I get chills listening
That
to
is
that
so
song?
good.
It's really, really good. I
love
feel like
that.
people sleep on Hanson.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I may have talked about them last season, but like the music they've released since Mbop is actually
Really good.
They got some really good music. Go check out Penny and Me. It's not a Christmas song, but beautiful, beautiful song. So number 10, I got to go boy bands from Backstreet Boys to 98 Degrees to NSYNC.
You could lump in Boys to Men in there.
Boys to Men.
Which they have a great Christmas
Oh my
album.
gosh, their stuff is just so soulful.
Yeah.
And I'm sure New Kids probably did
Probably.
some Christmas thing at some point in time. But yeah, number 10, I'm gonna go boy bands.
I like that. I like that. All right, my number 9 is an artist that only has one Christmas album,
Okay.
but I like it top to bottom.
Okay.
So if I only get one thing to listen to, I might choose this person, and that's our good friend J.D. McPherson,
Oh,
who did Socks,
dude,
the album
so
Socks.
good.
It's just
So
we've
good.
talked about this album before. If you're new to the podcast and you've never heard us talk about J.D. McPherson, he's a sort of bluesy rock and roller, kind of classic rock and roller kind of
Yeah.
guy, and he has this
Rockabilly?
album
Is that
called
what
rockabilly kind of. He has an album called Socks that the title track is amazing. It has songs like All the Gifts I Need, Hey Skinny Santa, Santa's Got a Mean Machine. There's so many great songs on that album. So even though it's only one album, and I tried to pick artists that had multiple albums,
Right.
so I wouldn't get sick of them. You know, I'm on this deserted island. I only got one artist to listen to,
Right.
but J.D. McPherson's Socks is that good.
I don't think you can get sick of that album.
So I'm putting it at number 9.
If you had to like have a person listen to one song from that album to get them into it and get them into J.D. McPherson, which one would you go with?
You know, while Socks is maybe my favorite song on it, I think the title track of All the Gifts I Need is, let's play a little bit of All the Gifts I Need for those who are unfamiliar with J.D. McPherson. Here we go.
Today is anything but the same old thing. I can almost hear those sleigh bells ring, singing all those happy songs while the little ones all dance along. Take a real quick look around and suddenly I see it's not even Christmas yet. I got all the gifts I need.
It's so good. I mean, you got that like just deep Barry sax just
so
walking you along.
good.
It's so great. So if you are unfamiliar with J.D. McPherson, check him out. And that's my number 9 selection.
He was on my like original list when I was, because when we make these lists, my strategy is I'll just start listing
List everything you
everything
can
that
think of.
pops
Yeah,
into
yeah,
my
that's how I do
mind, and then I start whittling it down. And with this one, it took a long time because it wasn't just a matter of like, go listen to that song. It was like, I got to listen to that whole album or a few albums. And what I realized I started doing when I was like starting to rank people out was, you know how when like in sports, they'll have like matchups,
Sure,
like,
yeah.
in like the World Series, they'll be like, okay, second base goes to the Astros. They got the advantage there. And first base goes to the Phillies or whatever. My relief pitching, blah, blah, blah. I started going to like, okay, who's Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas do I like
Is
the
better.
most? And sort of ranking them from there. Who had the best jingle bells?
Sure.
And like sort
That's
of
good.
slotting them, at that point. I was like, that sort of made sense to my brain. All right. So number 9, this one might shock you that this person came in so low on my list. Michael Buble.
At 9?
At 9.
At 9?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is how hard the list
Wow.
is. Eric, I kept trying to figure out where I was going to move him to.
Sure.
And I couldn't justify.
I mean, I put Dean at 10, and that felt
Fair.
disrespectful.
Maybe I felt like I knew you were doing that. I was like, well, this will get back in here.
He'll get his due. Yeah, he'll get his due.
But I mean, you can't go wrong. I mean, he's only had the one Christmas album, but they re-released it and did the it was sort of like a deluxe edition.
Which
of
that deluxe actually has like, it's almost a whole second album.
Yeah. I think it's like over 20
Yeah, it's
songs.
like 25 songs.
It's so good. And I love like the little message at the end. It's like, hey, this is Michael Bublé wishing you a Merry Christmas or whatever it is. But I mean, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Iconic.
It's iconic. That was, fun fact, do you remember our first episode ever?
Did we play that at the top?
Because you edited that episode. This was pre-Chris.
Yeah.
And our first ever episode opened with, it's beginning to look a lot like
Christmas.
The opening is so good.
Yeah.
His version of Jingle Bells, which we talked about last season with the Pupini sisters.
Yeah.
Y'all ready to sing a little Jingle Bells?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Holly Jolly Christmas, his version is so good. And Winter Wonderland.
Yeah.
He just crushes. I feel like everything that he puts his voice on is so good. And what I love is that, because like trending sounds have become a thing on social media, I feel like Michael Bublé was popular, but over the last few years, his music has sort of become like the soundtrack of holiday themed videos on social media. And he'll be trending like in April with like Winter Wonderland.
Yeah.
I know we use his tracks a lot. So if I had to pick one track from that album to have people listen to, it would be hard for me to choose, but I think I would go with Winter Wonderland. So maybe let's take a little listen to Michael Bublé's Winter Wonderland right now.
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight. Walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird. Here to stay is a new bird. To sing a love song while we stroll along. Walking in a winter wonderland.
So good.
So great.
That's become one of my favorite Christmas songs of all time.
It's a good one.
That and like Silver Bells
Yeah,
are like
you were talking about that
quickly
before,
like
yeah.
exploding up
like
the
that.
Danny charts. Yeah.
I like that. All right, my number 8.
Yes.
This I sort of did an A and a B because they're very similar. And neither of these bands, I don't know if they've ever been talked about in 3 seasons of this podcast. Metallica. No. And it's shocking. Maybe we may have mentioned them in passing, but they're too good to get no love. And those 2 bands are going to be the Trans-Siberian Orchestra
Yes.
and Mannheim Steamroller.
Yes.
So they're both instrumental bands, essentially, that do sort of arena rock for parents.
They're
in
just
a way.
epic.
Yeah.
Epic tracks.
Just epic, big epic tracks. I put Trans-Siberian Orchestra a little bit above Mannheim Steamroller. I feel like they get a little bit more epic. They use a little bit more electric guitars than just keyboards.
Right.
So if we were to listen to one song, I would say that we would listen to Christmas Eve Sarajevo, 1224, off the album Christmas Eve and Other Stories.
Okay.
Now, Trans-Siberian Orchestra has 4 albums, and Mannheim Steamroller has about 16 Christmas
What?
albums. Yes, there is.
With all new songs, or is it recycled?
There's probably some recycled, but those are like individual albums,
Wow.
which is pretty crazy.
That's amazing.
But let's listen to just a little bit of Christmas Eve Sarajevo from Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I mean, that song is so good. A lot of people use that song for like light displays.
Yes.
Like because of the electric guitar and there's so many like accent points.
Yeah.
But I love Trans-Siberian Orchestra. And I don't think that we've ever really talked about them.
Have I ever told you I have a friend who is the violinist, like the featured violinist when they do their tour?
Really?
Yeah, he does the like east of the Rockies tour because they'll send a group out west of the Rockies and then east. So like if you ever look up like Trans-Siberian social media, there's a guy, his name's Roddy Chong.
Okay.
And he was Shania Twain's
Very cool.
violinist for a long time. I met him through working for American Idol years ago, and fun story, he got to go fly with the Blue Angels, like actually up in the plane, and he had me come down and film the whole thing for him, and it was one of the coolest experiences. So look up Roddy Chong, like super talented, and he just looks like he's got like the cut off sleeves and he's just like shredding up on this like elevated platform. That's super cool. So shout out to Roddy. Great selection there, Eric. Number 8, again, this one, I feel like I could have slotted this group higher, but when I look at the other 7, they are where they are, and that is going to be Pentatonix at number 8. What do you think about that choice?
It's a little low for me.
Like they should have been higher on the list.
I got them higher.
You have them on your list? Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Do you know how many albums they've released, Christmas albums?
7.
They're about to release their 8th.
crazy.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
They have a brand new holiday album. I was looking back. So they released their first Christmas album in 2012.
Okay.
It's about to be 2023. So in 11 years, they will have released 8
Almost every season they got
Christmas.
one.
I mean, they
Yeah.
have figured it out. They're
Yeah.
like, what do people want from us?
Christmas.
Christmas tunes.
That's right.
And we're going to do an NBC concert.
Yes.
And we're going to do a tour. They're actually coming here to Southern California, to Palm Desert in November. I was like, wouldn't that be awesome if we could go and maybe get backstage and
That'd be cool.
and interview Mitch and the rest of the crew. John, you make that happen?
Let's do it.
He's on it.
John's on it.
John's
He's
on
like,
it. I
I'm
like
actually
it.
already talking to their managers right now. But they have so many amazing songs that I'm sure you'll talk about here momentarily. But some of my favorites are, I love their Hark the Herald Angels Sing. It starts out like very like chamber music, and then it goes, Hark the Herald Angels Sing. Hark, and it gets like very gospel-y.
Yeah.
Actually, rather than me singing,
Let's hear
let's
it.
listen
Yeah.
to a little bit of it right now.
Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Sing it with me now. Peace on earth, in mercy mild, guidance in His reconcile. And let us celebrate the joyful, all ye nations rise. Join the triumph of the skies. With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is Lord in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the new.
Such a good one.
I love it.
I love their Kid on Christmas with Meghan Trainor. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. I love. And then their brand new single, which is available on Spotify right now, is Please Santa Please.
Yeah, and it's a good track.
Have you listened to
Yeah,
it?
yeah, it's very
I
good.
only listened to a little bit of it.
Yeah, it's really
last
good.
night. Okay, amazing.
They just they do it so great. And we've talked about this before, but if you're unfamiliar with Pentatonix, they came together because of a NBC a cappella show called The Sing Off.
Yes.
They got like placed together and then they won that show and then like became a massive, huge
They're
band.
superstars.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. I guess One Direction was kind of like that too. They got put together on X Factor.
And O-Town.
O-Town was like that too.
And
yeah.
don't forget Scene 23,
Don't know who that is.
and Eden's Crush. Remember Eden's Crush?
I don't.
They're from the show Pop Stars.
Okay. Oh, that's the one that Nicole Scherzinger was in.
No, she
she
was
in-
Pussycat Dolls.
Yeah, but I think she was in Eden's Crush
Oh, was she
first.
really?
Yeah, I think so. Because she was on that show Pop Stars.
I don't remember that.
I think so.
I
Because
gotta
she
go-
went to college with Lisa.
Did she really?
Yeah, she was a senior when Lisa was a
And now
freshman.
she's crushing it in the
I
West
know,
End.
getting great reviews.
Yeah.
All right, my number 7. This is a good one. This is another guy that we've not really given much love to. Kenny Rogers.
Really?
Kenny Rogers, baby.
The Gambler.
He has 7 Christmas albums. 7.
That's so many.
That's a lot. That's a lot of good music. Obviously, he has the iconic record with Dolly Parton.
iconic.
Iconique, as we say here. I just love Kenny Rogers' voice. His voice to me sounds like Christmas, even though he has obviously plenty of non-Christmas related music.
Right.
When I hear that raspy Kenny Rogers like voice,
Christmas Eve.
yeah, it just like feels like the 80s and Christmas.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah.
So let's play just a little bit of Greatest Gift of All
Ooh.
with Dolly Parton. Let me play
I wanna
this
hear
song
that.
for you. This is a good one.
Just before I go to sleep, I hear a church bell ring. Merry Christmas, everyone, is the song it sings. So I say,
They were, especially him and Dolly, were like
Yeah.
the masters of the power ballad.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know? And not quite the like heavy metal power ballad, but just that like soft, easy listening power ballad.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he has that similar quality to his voice that Karen Carpenter has.
Yes.
There's breathiness.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel weak.
No, it feels supported, but just easy on the ears, and it feels like a hug.
It really,
Like
really
we
does.
said.
Yeah.
So Kenny Rogers,
Kenny,
number 7.
people also got to check out Christmas in America.
That's a good one,
That's a
too.
good one too. Definitely need to check that one out. I did not expect Kenny Rogers
I know.
to make your list. That's
Over
thrilling.
Dean Martin.
No, I don't.
Now
I
you
don't-
feel, you feel bad.
I can't think about that too much. All right. So moving right along to my number 7. This is going to be an artist that I've started to talk about so much on the show, going back to last season and then into this season. It's an artist that, frankly speaking, I probably could put in my top 3, but this list is so hard. And that's going to be Ella Fitzgerald. Like, to me, I think she only has one Christmas album ever that she did solo. She did the stuff with Louis Armstrong. But, she has, Ella's Wishes You a Swingin' Christmas.
Yep.
But when you listen to that album, it's just, it feels, how do I describe it? I was writing down, I was like, it feels jazzy. It feels smooth. It feels classy. It feels like swinging, but it's like so easy and joyful. It's like exactly the type of music that, like, when I host a Christmas party,
You want to be playing.
I want to be playing because I want people to go, ooh. They kind of like, ooh, they're like, who is that? And they go, you go, it's Ella Fitzgerald. You know, and like, whether it's Sleigh Ride or Have Yourself a Merry, like the way she swings through these songs is so amazing. Like, I feel like I've listened to this album over and over again, and every time I listen to it, I like it more and more and more. And then she's got a couple of songs that I feel like we don't ever talk about on this show, like What Are You Doing New Year's Eve?
One of my favorites.
Such a great song. And then she's got this song called The Secret of Christmas,
I don't know that one.
which it's a sweet song. Why don't we take a little listen to it right now? Just because honestly, I didn't know it prior to listening to this album. So let's take a little listen to Ella Fitzgerald singing The Secret of Christmas.
It's not the glow you feel when snow appears. It's not the Christmas card you've sent for years. Not the joyful sound when sleigh bells ring.
That is beautiful.
It's a beautiful song,
I've
right?
never heard that. I love that.
It's just so simple.
Do you know what it reminded me of a little bit? The music that happens in the Disney version of Robin Hood when they're like dancing in the moonlight.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when like Robin and Maid Marian are like dancing and there's like fireflies all around them?
Yeah, it's just like the plucking of the strings.
Yeah. It sounds a little similar to that. Very romantic and
the way she holds
soft,
the notes for so long. And if you listen, if you put like earbuds in, or even I'm sure listen to the vinyl, you can hear
the
her
lip
mouth.
sounds,
Oh God, it just feels like you're right there
great.
with her. So that's going to be my number 7 is Ella Fitzgerald.
Great selection. I liked somebody in the Facebook group found that clip that I was talking about with Mel Torme and Ella Fitzgerald
The
scatting,
scat
and
singing.
they
Oh, my
posted
God.
it, which is great. All right, my number 6, which is gonna be the last one for this episode. I can't believe that I have this person at 6.
They should be
higher,
closer to number 1.
It should be higher. And also, I will say this: I already knew I love this guy. And I knew he had a lot of music, but as I was going through his catalog to try to see how many Christmas, I have him having 2 albums, 2 Christmas albums. He has so much music that I've not listened to. So I was like, I'm going to do a deep dive into Nat King Cole.
Oh, it's Nat.
So I'm going Nat King Cole at
6.
What?
That's
6.
I did not. I thought you and I were going to have him
that's hard.
in a very similar place.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got him at 6.
Wow.
My 5 through 1 are so good, and so I can't believe that I got him at 6. But the great Nat King Cole, obviously, you have Christmas song. What was that song that we liked that was like in Italian where he was like Buona Notte
Buon Natale.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah.
Buon Natale.
Yeah, I love that one. Let's play a little bit of that one.
Oh, good selection.
Buon Natale means Merry Christmas to you. Buon Natale to everyone. Happy New Year and lots of fun. Buon Natale, may all your wishes come true. Buon Natale in Italy means a Merry Christmas to you. Far away across
So
the sea.
good. So fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nat King Cole. I got him at 6.
I love that he sings in Italian and in German.
Yeah.
I wonder,
equal
was
opportunity.
he bilingual?
I don't know.
Let's do a deep dive into some Nat.
Yeah.
If you know about Nat King Cole, like did he speak like all these different
Yeah.
languages?
Or did he just learn it to sing the songs?
Whatever he did it perfectly.
Did a great job.
All right, so we have reached the end of part 1.
Yes.
Before I reveal my number 6, did want to remind you guys, if you are not already subscribing to the show, please make sure you do so. Just smash that subscribe button wherever you are listening. Please make sure to rate and review. That ensures that more people discover what we're doing here and all the festive feels that we're bringing all holiday season. You can also follow us on social media. We are at Christmas Countdown Show on TikTok, Instagram, Threads, at XmasPod on the X. And if you want to see what it looks like when we're sitting here hanging out.
Beautiful studio.
This beautiful studio that we have built. You can go to youtube.com/Countdown Network and you can see full episodes posted
You won't
there.
see the chords, but you will see the studio.
We might have to do a post on
show
our
all the
Instagram.
chords.
I don't know if I want to show everybody. Maybe just like our subscribers.
Sure, maybe that,
could see that one because I'm slightly embarrassed. Anyway, all right. So closing us out on this one might shock you because I feel like you're going to have this person higher.
Okay.
Bing Crosby.
I don't have him higher.
What?
I have him on my 11 through 15 list. I think I have him at 11.
He's going to be in your bonus episode. Okay. A little spoily. Originally, he wasn't in my top 10. And then somehow he just
Cracked it.
He just kept climbing the ranks.
Yeah.
And he got to number 6. And I think it's because when I think of Bing Crosby, I don't just think of the music around the holiday season. I think of White Christmas.
Sure.
I think of Holiday Inn, though I haven't seen the movie, I've seen clips from it and know the songs and all that sort of stuff. Is that I think Bing's voice, from his movies to his music to the Christmas special and, what he did with David Bowie and sort of like the passing of the baton as he's sort of getting to the end of his career and David Bowie's sort of coming in, though the reports are that allegedly Bing wasn't wild about
Very happy about
doing
that.
that segment, but he did it. He showed up anyway and did his thing. I mean, his voice feels like Christmas time.
Yeah.
Like his voice just feels like the soundtrack of the holidays. Like if you go through the holiday season and you never hear a Bing Crosby song, did Christmas really happen?
Agreed.
Like if the tree falls in a forest, no one hears it. That sort of situation. Obviously, White Christmas, he's so great on that. I love his version of Winter Wonderland. Silent Night, we talked about I'll Be Home for Christmas. But the song that I want to play for everybody is a song that I feel like we don't talk about a lot. And it's a duet that he did with Frank Sinatra. And that is We Wish You the Merriest.
That is a good one.
Isn't that such a great song?
We wish you the merriest, the merriest, the merriest,
Yes,
the merriest. Yeah.
It's sort of like when I was poking fun at Dean Martin with like the snow is
snowing. Yeah.
But they
totally.
just keep wishing us the merriest, the merriest, the merriest.
That
I
is a
feel
good
like
one. Play that
You
one.
and I should do our own version of that song. One of us will be Frank, one of us will be
I like
Bing.
that. We'll do that.
And we'll just be like, this is what it was like in the studio when they were trying to make up this song on the spot. But let's play a little bit of We Wish You the Merriest by Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra.
We wish you the merriest, the merriest, the merriest, yes, the merriest. We wish you the merriest, the merriest, the merriest you'll cheer. We wish you the happiest, the happiest, the happiest, yes, the happiest. We wish you the happiest, the happiest, the happiest New Year.
That swings.
It swings.
Do you know what it feels like? Did you ever see the movie High Hopes? Or no, not High Hopes. High Society.
Oh,
I think it's called High Society. And it stars Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby, and Grace Kelly.
Oh, really?
The Princess of Monaco.
Oh.
But they recorded, I'm sure, that song in the same kind of time when Bing had sort of accepted Frank and they were no longer major rivals and they were doing fun stuff together.
Is that? Did they sing the song High Hopes in that movie?
It might be. It might be in that movie.
Okay.
But that might be from a different movie.
He's so great in Robin and the Seven Hoods.
Yeah.
As well.
High Hopes might be from Robin and the Seven Hoods.
Is it?
I think.
Well, they sing Style in that one. You
Style,
be the
yeah,
guy.
that's another great
This is not Rat Pack Countdown.
Sorry.
Let's get out of this thing.
That's going to do it for us, folks. That is our list of 10 through 6.
Yes.
Please come back on Thursday or later, hit the next episode if you're behind the times, and hear 5 through 1 of the top 10 Desert Island Christmas artists lists from the Christmas Countdown Boys. And we are going to close it out here. Say thank you so much for listening. Thank you for subscribing if you're subscribing. Tell your friends about us. And we're going to close it by saying Merry Christmas.
And happy holidays.
We will see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.
Deuces. Deuces. What am I?
That's good.